Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Marina here, and it's my pleasure to welcome you back. I'm glad to have you back here, guys. As you can see from the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to find a job in Canada. Now, finding a job is about the biggest worry that every immigrant has. Would I be able to fit in? Would I be able to get a job? How soon can I get a job? Today I'm just going to be sharing with you tips and things you can do to help you find a job quickly. Okay, so the first thing that you want to figure out is if you need a career switch. Now, I find that a lot of people use immigration, moving to a new country, as like a template to start afresh. For them, it's an opportunity to now navigate their way into the career that they have always wanted rather than what they have always done, right? So the first thing you want to figure out is, do you need a career switch? If you figure out that you don't, then that's fine. If you're going to search for jobs in an area that you are already familiar with, the next thing you want to figure out is, do you need a certification? Do you need to have additional training? Are there special exams that you need to take to get into the same field here in Canada? Like I know in banking, there are exams that you need to write to be able to do banking here in Canada. So if you have always done banking in your home country, you would need to take that exam before you can manage certain portfolios in the bank. Okay, so that's what you need to figure out. Now, if you're figured out that you don't need a certification, you don't need a career switch, you just want to go straight ahead to applying for jobs, there are a few things that you need to consider before you apply. The biggest part about the job search process is definitely your resume. You want to take a look at your resume and make sure it is done in the Canadian style writing resumes. Now, the Canadian style does not require you to put overly personal information. You can't put your social insurance number, you can't put date of birth, marital status, religion, or things like that. That's not usually required in the Canadian style of writing resumes. If you do not know how to do that, the Newcomer Information Center would usually offer some kind of pre-employment services where somebody would look at your resume. Somebody will sit down with you like a career counselor. They would go through your resume with you and help you reorganize it so that it conforms with the way that is acceptable here in Canada. And then after that, you want to keep it at most 2 pages. I hear it takes between 6 to 8 seconds for hiring teams to breeze through like a resume. Nobody's going to look at 4 pages in that short amount of time. You want to put your best foot forward on your resume, so keep it 2 pages, condense your job description, classify similar roles together so that you're not repeating the same job task across different functions. Does that make sense? You can actually get a job with a 1-page resume. It happens. So you want to keep it 2 pages or less. Now, after you have done that, you want to look at your professional profiles on platforms like LinkedIn. You want to update your LinkedIn profile, put a picture, a professional picture, and then you want to find people who are in similar fields as you are on LinkedIn and connect with them. Sometimes these people are like the biggest source of referrals that you will get. Now, the reason why connecting and networking is a big part of the job application process is that is the way you can penetrate the hidden job market. Now, the hidden job market in Canada would typically describe those jobs that never make it out to the online job posting platforms. Like one of the most popular ones here in Canada is called Indeed. There are a lot of jobs that don't make it to Indeed, but yet these positions get filled. You want to be able to access information about those jobs. It's from referrals, it's from internal referrals. There are just a lot of jobs that people get that they did not find from Indeed. It was somebody who told them. Referral is a big thing in Canada. A lot of jobs are filled by referral. So you want to connect with as many people as you can so that you would have information and you would have access to penetrating that hidden job market. Okay, and then after you have done that, you attend job fairs, open an Indeed account. In Saskatchewan, another popular one is called Sax Jobs. You want to sign up for those things so that you get notifications when jobs are posted. You want to listen to the news. You want to follow what trends are taking place, especially in the industry you're interested in. It would put you in a position where you can be strategic in your job application processes. Now, after you have done all of this, one other thing you want to consider before you start to apply for jobs is you want to watch your social media footprint. You have to be careful the things that you put on social media. You know why? Because background checks are becoming a thing in Canada these days. A lot of postings you see, they'll talk about doing background checks. Some of them may not even tell you that there will be background checks, but they do those checks. Depending on kind of job that you're applying for. If you're applying to work with people who are vulnerable, maybe old people, young people, you do not want to be promoting violence on social media. You have to be careful the things that you post. You have to be careful the things you repost, the things you share, because in sharing them, you're indirectly saying you endorse them. We have seen too many cases where things that people put on Twitter years ago are coming back to haunt them. So you want to be careful what's out there. One way to check this is to Google yourself. Google yourself and see what comes out. Don't let one thing you put on social media in a moment of poor judgment cost you the job that you have always wanted. Now, when all of that is taken care of, we are now going to talk about the application process. Now, when you find the jobs that you really like and you want to apply for, the first thing you want to do is save the job posting. This is because at the point where people will start getting called for interviews, it is usually when the application deadline has passed. And when that deadline passes, the job posting is usually taken down. You do not want to be preparing for an interview and you don't remember exactly what the employer was asking for. So you want to make sure you have a copy of the job posting. The next thing to do is customize your resume for every job posting. For all the jobs you're interested in, customize a resume for each posting. Now, in really large organizations, when they put out openings, the first set of screening that happens when they get large volumes of resumes are usually done by automated systems. And how that works is they feed the systems keywords that they should filter for in your resume. Now, those keywords are usually captured in the job posting. So you want to make sure you're lifting some exact words from the posting to your resume. So if, for instance, they're trying to hire a customer service manager, and in the requirements they say they want somebody who's positive, who's enthusiastic, somebody who's friendly, you want to repeat those words exactly in your resume. You want to reflect that under your soft skills. You will just put yourself in a better position if you're reflecting the exact requirements of the job posting. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, another thing you want to consider when you're applying for jobs is take a chance. Don't write any job off. Don't be put away by titles. Officer, manager, specialist, some of those words can get confusing because you don't know where you fit in. But don't write yourself off just because you don't understand how a job posting is titled, right? Take a chance. Don't write off part-time roles. A lot of jobs would typically start out as part-time postings, but those jobs can quickly become full-time positions. Trust me, I'm talking from my own personal experience. I've taken a chance with a part-time role, and before the term was even over, it had become a full-time job. So don't write off part-time roles. Now, after you have applied, we're now going to talk about the interview process. So hopefully you have done everything right with the resume. You're what the employer is looking for. Most times they will start with a phone screen. You want to prepare. Don't say it's just over the phone. Really, that's an interview stage in itself. If you don't do well in the phone screen stage, you most likely will not get called for a face-to-face interview. So you want to take the phone screen just as seriously as you will take a face-to-face interview. So practice. For me, what I try to do is I research the company and I prepared questions specifically from the website just to give the employer the impression that you're interested in this organization that you're actually applying to, right? Interviews these days will typically mimic the behavioral pattern where they're asking you questions like, tell me about the time where you did, if you were in this situation, what would you do? They are mainly taking that route now, behavioral, situational. From your resume, from the strong points that you say you have, if you say you're good in communication, think about situations where your communication saved a situation. Think about the time where, because of your communication, a goal was met. What at the high point of that skill, what has it been like for you? You want to think about all those things and write it down, right? And then for phone screens, practice. For me, I recorded my voice and played it back to me and said, okay, how does this sound? Do I sound confident? Am I yelling? all those things matter. No matter what it costs you, all we want is for you to get that opportunity to have a face-to-face interview with the employer, where you can now really show them like, okay, these are my skills, this is what I can do this job. Over the phone, you are limited. If you yell at the person, it might work against you. No matter what it takes, the aim is to make sure you get that phone call that calls you for the face-to-face interview, where you get a real chance to sell yourself. And for the face-to-face interview, the practice is the same. Practice your behavioral questions, arrive early, look nice, research the company, have questions, proper questions that are not just, when are you going to get back to me? In the interview, that's where you want to ask questions about what is the culture of the organization, who is my manager going to be, what's the management style. Chances are the hiring manager, the person who you're going to report to, will most likely be in the room, so they're in a good position to answer that. Because the truth is, here interviews are a two-way process. They are interviewing you, you're also interviewing them. If you don't feel right about it, do not be under pressure to accept any job that you don't feel right about, because you'll be frustrated on it. That's the truth. So you want to go there prepared with questions that will answer whatever doubts that you have. So ask questions. What is the career path for this role? Like, what's the long-term development plans the organization has for employees? You want to know that you will be in a place where you don't feel trapped. You will be in a place where you are encouraged to develop yourself, right? So those are the kind of questions that you want to be asking, just so you know. And if you're going to accept the offer, and you're going to be making an informed decision because you have answers to the questions that you may have. Okay, eye contact, firm handshake, those things depict confidence. So you want to, yeah, firm handshake. Don't break the bones, don't squeeze the hand until everything's scattered. Not that type. Just a firm handshake that says, okay, I know why I'm here, this is my job, and I'm here to get it. Okay, so yeah, those are the tips that I would give on finding a job in Canada. If you put all these things together, there is definitely no way you will not begin to get those calls that you actually want. At the end of the day, what you want is to hear that call to say, we're pleased to offer you the job. Like, the sense of fulfillment of just knowing that you put in so much work and it resulted in the job that you want. Trust me, it's going to be worth all the effort. Job search in Canada is an intentional, and it can be a really exhausting process. It's the work that you have to put in. You have to put in the work because you know what the end goal is. So keep your eyes on the goal, and very soon you will get that positive phone call. You will get that positive email that you're waiting for. Now, for everybody who's in the process of searching for a job, or you just came and you don't know where to start from, don't be under pressure to accept just any job because you're desperate. The last thing you want is to be stuck in a job that you don't like. You don't want to be stuck in a job that frustrates you. Don't do that to yourself. Well, thank you very much for watching my video. I wish you all the very best in your search for a job, and I hope that very soon you begin to get those calls and the emails that you truly want. And please, when you do, don't forget to come back here and tell us how it went. Please share your experience. Other people can learn from you. I want to learn from you as well. Thank you once again for coming back to my channel. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on the bell notification so that you are aware, you're informed every time a new video goes up. Thank you very much for all the support, guys. I truly appreciate you for coming back over and over and over again. Until I see you in my next video, it's your girl Marina saying have a great day. Bye bye.